What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ review. I can't do a reaction to the trailer that just came out for Star Trek Picard. CBS blocks it on copyright ground, won't let me do a reaction video. But today, Picard Picard Season 1 trailer number 2 just released, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So this really gave us a much more of a feel about what this series was going to be like. So it opens up with Picard finding Data, painting. Looks like he's painting in Picard's winery, and they had an interaction there where Data asks Picard if he wants to finish it, and then Picard says, "I don't know how," and then Data says, "Yes, you do." And so I think what we're getting at here, excuse me, I think what we're getting at here is that Data's going to actually have a decent-sized, somewhat substantial role in this. I really believe that, and especially given the fact that since they've gone on, they've done some press about it now, and Patrick Stewart and Brent Spiner are always on the tour. You don't see Jonathan Frakes, you don't see Marina Sirtis, you see Brent Spiner and Patrick Stewart. So that leads me to believe that Data is going to have a more substantial role over like Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis, because he's doing the press for it. And the fact that they opened up the trailer with Data, and he's actually in his Next Generation uniform, his yellow uniform. I loved it, by the way. Just loved it. It's so much nostalgia for that. But that, like I said, I think he's going to have a bigger role than some of the others. But we definitely see some stuff that we already know. You know, the girl comes to Picard looking for help. We really don't know who she is. Picard goes to Starfleet asking for help, and they actually refuse help. You know, they say, "Nope, not going to help you. Your days at Starfleet are over," is basically what Picard got out of it. So he ends up kind of going rogue, kind of doing the whole Captain Kirk from Star Trek 3 thing. Only I don't think he steals a Federation ship. I think that he commandeers a ship legally. I don't know this. Maybe he does steal a Federation ship, but he does round up a crew, and it looks like these are all people that he knows. On the original trailer number 1, I didn't think that it was all people that he knows, but it definitely looks like these are all people that Picard has a relationship with. So we see some space action, we see some space battles, we see the Borg cube again. Guys, the Borg is going to figure into this. The Borg is going to figure prominently into this somehow. We see some 7 of 9. The fact that 7 of 9 is back, the fact that Hugh is back, and the fact that we're seeing the Borg ship, the Borg cube. Guys, the Borg are going to play into this. I don't know how. I don't know if they're going to be the primary antagonists, but the Borg are going to have something substantial to do here. But the part of this trailer that everybody's talking about, and rightfully so, is Picard goes to talk to William Riker and Deanna Troi, who are now married. And what's funny about it, they clearly have a kid, because the kid was like, "Dad, somebody's at the door. It's Jean-Luc Picard." What's funny about it is that it doesn't look like he's commanding the Titan anymore. It looks like he's retired. It looks like number 1 is retired. It looks like he's taken up the farm life too. That's just something that Starfleet captains like to do. If I remember right, wasn't Kirk like he was a rancher, right? Somebody will clearly tell me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember Kirk being on a ranch with some horses. He was an accomplished rider. I don't know. Maybe just the rural life appeals to Starfleet captains after they've been out in space on their 5-year mission or whatever it is. But it definitely looked like Riker and Troi had settled down in some sort of a farmhouse. Don't know if I like that. I wanted to see Riker at the helm of the Titan. I did. I wanted to see Riker at the helm of the Titan. And maybe they'll talk about why he's not. Maybe he is retired. Maybe something happened and he had to leave Starfleet. I don't know. But if he's young enough, he could still be the captain, right? I mean, Kirk was captain forever. So is Picard. So he's young enough he can still be captain of the Titan. So I'm really disappointed that that's not an angle they're taking there. By the way, there's a cool scene when he was visiting Starfleet where they showed a hologram of the original Enterprise. The Enterprise, what was that? That was the Enterprise C, right? No, not C. Was that C? Enterprise. Again, somebody will tell me if I'm wrong. It was Enterprise D. Enterprise D. He commanded Enterprise D because Enterprise C was the one that was in that Next Generation episode that they encountered. Yeah, they encountered. So Picard captained Enterprise D, and there was a nice hologram of the original Enterprise D, the one that goes down in Generations, and that was great. I love seeing that because it's like they are gonna stay true to the Next Generation. It's not gonna be like, well, this is just gonna stand on its own. Clearly they know what the fans want to see. The fans want to see a continuation of the Next Generation story, and there's going to be Easter eggs in there for us, and that's wonderful. Not just that, not just Riker and Troy, not just Data, but things like Q, 7 of 9. Now, this is clearly a continuation of that. Love it, guys. It looks like this is being treated very faithfully and very well. It looks like it's in very loving hands, and I don't think Patrick Stewart would have come back had it not had that reverence. I think that this is clearly we're seeing a level of reverence here. People are making this who love Star Trek, and it's obvious. It's just obvious, and I'm sure that there's stuff that's going to happen that we haven't even seen yet. So I can't wait, guys. By the way, we got a release date, January 24th. So it's fairly soon. I was afraid that it wouldn't release until after the first trailer came out. And they didn't have a release date attached. I was like, well, crap! It's not gonna release. It's not gonna come out until like May or June. That's why. So January 24th isn't that far away. It's coming up pretty quick, and I can't wait, guys. Can't wait. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be amazing. This is a continuation of my Star Trek. This is my Star Trek. Star Trek Next Generation is my Star Trek, and it's probably a lot of your Star Trek as well. But guys, I didn't discover the original series until after I fell in love with Next Generation. Because Next Generation came out. I've told this story before. I was a kid watching this once a week with my mom, who's a big Trekkie. We watched it once a week on TV as it was airing. And I was hooked. Star Trek grabbed my imagination before Star Wars even did. Yeah, I watched Star Wars when I was a kid. I played with the toys, but I didn't develop a real, true, passionate love for Star Wars until I really went back and revisited Star Wars during the special editions and the prequels. That was when I really went back and revisited it and was like, this is... And I love Star Wars more than Star Trek now. I do. Straight up. I love Star Wars more than Star Trek. But Star Trek grabbed me first. Star Trek is my first love when it comes to science fiction, space epics. Star Trek is where it's at. I mean, there's a certain level of nostalgia, and that starts with the Next Generation. So this is the Star Trek I want. This is the Star Trek I've been clamoring for. Something set in the original timeline after Nemesis. Guys, I'm not a Nemesis hater. It's one of the weaker Star Trek movies, for sure. It might be... No, it's not the weakest. It's still better than the motion picture. But it is among one of the weakest Star Trek movies. That being said, it's still canon. It's still something that I watched and had a certain degree of enjoyment with. And it set up stories to be told later. It ended with unanswered questions. This is going to answer some of those questions. So, guys, I can't wait for Picard. What did you think of trailer number 2? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Every single day